the purpose of this series is really about supporting teachers with structured assessment, and it's about maths. And so one of the things that we really had to consider when you're writing it, Claire, and when we're editing it in-house is the comprehension of the questions, how the questions have been formulated and written, and not just for consistency and engagement, but for other things as well. So let's have a little chat about that. Any thoughts that come to mind relating to writing questions?
Well, you can see on this page, it's quite inclusive. There's a number of, it's quite gender neutral, it's diverse culturally. It's not too wordy. It is a problem-solving page, but without being overly wordy for students who perhaps find maths easy, but reading and comprehension a little bit more tricky. So, yeah, I feel like it's hit the mark that it's inclusive.
One of the things that I would say as well is we made sure on a lot of the pages where possible to give this working out space, just so that there's a little bit of A, white space on the page so that it doesn't look so cluttered, and B, to give the students extra space if they can't fit it all on the answer line, or they do just want to, trial different ways of working out before they get to the answer that they're going to write down.
Or a little doodle. I know that sounds ridiculous, but, some people can do maths better when they have a doodle,
That's
and
true, yeah.
that is helpful. So I think they can do their own version of the cookies. The other thing I like about the pages, and this demonstrates it really nicely, is the consistency of the format. Like we've got that A, B, C, D, the way it's laid out in the same way. They know what they're getting. They know what they have to do when there's a tick box there. The way the question 5 is laid out, similar to question 10, where you've got the spaces to guide that, answer. So it's we're setting them up for success, but also in a really kind of a fair way, I think, with these assessments. Anything else? As we said, overall, really nice to see the diversity with names.
I like question 7. Oh, sorry, Abigail. I was just going to say question 7 there. I like that it's real life situations. So in the money side of things, multiple deals, like multi-buys. Is it cheaper to buy one or is it cheaper to buy 6? And getting students to recognise things like that, perhaps next time they go to the supermarket. Are those deals good?
I love that question. It must be because I'm a mum, right? Because when I read through these books, I've read 2 of them now, 2 of the books, but I remember that question and I was like, oh yeah, that's very, very good. It's good. It really is good to interlace those real world elements for sure.
And I would say, the types of topics that you're talking about in questions, again, it's very diverse, very varied. So it's not, it doesn't get bland. It's always quite interesting, engaging. It switches around a lot. And I like that most pages will have at least one little graphic. Most of them will be related to the question, but I find this one quite cute.